fourth graders. Yesterday we worked on deepening our understanding of a text by visualizing or making mind movie. And you guys did a really good job of making mind movies. And when I was looking and listening to you talk about that, a lot of you had actually been able to use all 5 sentences, which sometimes is kind of hard. So I think you have that down pretty good. So we're going to move on to another way to really deepen your understanding about a text. And another way that you can do that is by lifting a line. So I know sometimes when I read a certain sentence, it just makes me think of something. But what we're going to do today is we're going to stop right when we have that thought. We're going to write down the sentence that we read, and then we're going to write down the thought that we had or our thinking about that sentence. So it's called lifting a line, and the reason it's called lifting a line is because you copy the line right out of the book into your notebook. Okay? So I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to read a section of Mahawat, and then I'm going to actually lift a line, and you guys can watch how I do it. So I know that when I'm in my notebook, the first thing I want to do is put the date, which is 9/24, and then we always put our heading, and today it's going to be lifting a line. If you do that as soon as you get back to your work spot, then you're ready as soon as you come to a sentence to stop and write that sentence down and then write down your thinking. So today I'm going to just reread a little piece of Mahawat from yesterday. It was when it was so dry and hot, and they'd been traveling for so long. Okay, I'm going to reread that section right there. After over 10 hours of walking, the weary people finally approached the largest river, now called the Bighorn River. Just beyond this river, a ridge led southeast into the Great Mountains. Mahawat was eager to reach the river. His throat was dry. His body was covered with dust, and his eyes burned and itched. Mahawat was near the front of a long line of people when suddenly a runner burst from the trees. He signaled everyone to take cover. Within seconds, all the sheep-eater people disappeared into the bushes. So when I read that part, within seconds, all of the sheep-eater people disappeared into the bushes, I had some thinking going on there. So I'm going to lift the line. Within seconds, all of the sheep-eater people disappeared into the bushes. So I just copy that word for word. Within seconds, all the sheep-eater, and that's capitalized because it's a name, people disappeared into the bushes. Then I'm going to put quote marks around that, and that's letting people know that I've actually copied that out of the book. Someone asked about that yesterday. That's what those quote marks mean. And then I also want you to put the page number. So this was on page 65. And again, that's letting people know that we're using something out of someone else's book. Okay? Sometimes you could even put the title of the book there if you want. But the most important thing is the quote marks in page 65. So the sentence was, within seconds, all of the sheep-eater people disappeared into the bushes. Well, my first wondering was, I wonder how they could disappear that fast, if there's that many of them. So I'm wondering how could they disappear so fast? And also wondering how do they stay hidden when they are so thirsty? Because I know that it's men, women, and children, and I know when little kids are thirsty and hungry and tired, they kind of cry and whine, and I'm wondering how these guys are staying hidden. And if the kids are as thirsty as Mahawat is, how come they're not crying and making a scene? So I'm thinking, I'm thinking they're really scared, first off. And the other thing is maybe they've been trained that when they're hiding, they have to be quiet. Maybe it's just a survival thing. So that was what I was kind of thinking when I read that line. First thing was, wow, how do they hide so fast? And how do they keep all those kids hidden? And I'm really thinking they must be really scared to hide that well. So what I did there was I lifted a line. So the steps for lifting a line are rewrite a line from the book that sparks your thinking. Put the line in quote marks and write the page number, and then write about it, how it has you thinking about the book. And when you do that, you're going to deepen your understanding of the text, because you've actually lifted that line and you're writing down your thinking. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to turn knee to knee, and I want you to talk about the 3 steps. We're going to talk about the 3 steps of lifting a line and how it's going to deepen the understanding of the text. Okay? First step, partner number 1. What will the first thing be that you're going to do, partner 1? Partner 1, share. Good. Number 2, partner 2. What's step number 2?
We should put the line in the book and write the page number so they know that it's out of the book.
And then the last step, I'm 3. You're going to write about it. You're going to write how it makes you think about the book. So we know that writers can deepen their understanding of a text by lifting a line. And the whole idea about lifting a line is getting your thinking down on the paper, right when you're thinking it. Okay? So today, you're going to deepen your understanding of the text by lifting a line and writing down your thinking. Off you go.